Southern Canadian coins, back here with a bundle of quarters. And 2 rolls were actually rolled by my bank teller. And these ones are actually very heavy. So I have no idea what can possibly be inside here. Or if she put something inside here, I have no idea. But I'm going to open those 2 last, because I only have about 10 rolls of quarters here. And I'll start digging into it. Also want to say thank you guys for watching my video. I noticed one of my videos got over 1,000 views in the last couple days, and it looks like some people really enjoyed some of the finds I found. So, if I happen to find anything, I'll show it off to you guys. So, let's get right into this roll and see what I can find. So, one of the things I like to do when I'm coin roll hunting is I'll usually count my coins in 2s. Sometimes I'll flip them over, sometimes I won't, because I know for a fact what commemorative backs look like. Sometimes they won't have the P on the back of them, they'll look a little bit different. The edging can be a little bit more off. Like, here's a woman's hockey, which is pretty sweet. I'm not going to be keeping that one, but you never know what you're going to find out there. Find stuff, you can find silver, you can find American. See, I'll do it in 2s, so I counted 20. Then I'll times that by 2. There's 40 quarters. So I know exactly that it's a whole roll of quarters. A lot of people always ask me, why do I do that? Because it's a lot more quicker. It makes it a lot more easier for me to do. So, do a couple more rolls here, and I'll call you guys back in if I happen to find anything at all. Not looking like much of anything in this one. Doesn't mean you can't find other commemoratives. Like here is Mountie quarter. I've seen these periodically, and yes, I actually have found a large bust, but this one is not a large bust. It's a small bust. If I happen to find an older quarter in here, I'll probably be able to show what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's another Mountie quarter. This one's a small bust as well. Ah, 2 Mountie quarters, but no point in keeping those. I don't keep all the Mountie quarters. There's no real reason to, especially when they're super circulated. It's only going to be worth like nickel value or just face value at that point. And that's one of the things that I try to do is always keep a lookout for varieties and stuff like that. Ah, there's a 68 nickel inside. Ah! Big troll off the top. Because we're not looking for this 68. We're looking for this 68. That's the silver version. This is the nickel. So, I found that one a while ago, so. Why did it have to be a nickel one? So yeah, I'm going to put this away and I'll call you guys back and if I happen to find something interesting. I'm just calling you guys back in because I find these pretty regularly. Here's a really nice 2004 poppy quarter with really enriched color still left on it. It's really uncirculated. Like, I find these periodically, so I know Darren has a hard time trying to find them, so I kind of feel bad for the buddy. You never know what you're ever going to find in here. Colored, uncolored, commemoratives. There's a few commemoratives in here, but not the ones that I'm looking for. I'm looking for those mules, those different variations, stuff like that. It's possible to find them. Or rotated dies, stuff like that. So I'm going to put this away and then I'll call you guys for the final 2 rolls. So I did find an American quarter in this really nice 2004 Poppy quarter. So I'm going to start getting into these and see what that bank teller was talking about. Apparently there was a bunch of commemorative quarters, so it could be a nickel dump. Who knows? And that's what it's looking like. Oh yeah, there's a lot of commemorative quarters in here. Huh. Huh. Well, isn't that something interesting? Maybe I could find a large bust. Who knows? I should really be flipping these around. That is quite a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through all these. There's a lot of commemoratives. Could be a mule, could be a rotated die, who knows? They seem very dirty for some strange reason. Sometimes I check the backs. See if there's like anything going on. You never know, you never know. I don't see anything right here, so I'm just gonna put this onto the side. Find a new roll for this. Because I'm gonna go through these, make sure there's no rotated dies or anything like that. Get into the last roll. I'm going to assume it's the same thing. Yep. That's what it's looking like. There's a bunch of commemoratives. There's another Manny, but not the large bust. The extremely rare one. So I'm going to go through all these. Now I'm going to call you guys for a wrap up. Because I'm going to look through these and see if there's anything interesting. So for today's hunt, wasn't that plentiful, unfortunately. I really kind of don't have that much luck with quarters than I do with dimes for some strange reason. But it could also be because there isn't that many in a roll. You have 40 versus 50. You also get basically a lot less if you're hunting quarters. It's going to take up more money. But more or less it's worth it, considering that there's like a bunch of these commemorative quarters in here, just random ones from all different like years and stuff like that. Like, I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm not going to keep these, but I did look through all of them to see if there's any mules, any rotated dies, stuff like that, grease. Like, here's a 2001 community, which is pretty cool. Like 2004 Poppy, that one's not nice as this one, which is pretty cool. It's really hard to find some of those with good coloring. But yeah, there was like a bunch of commemoratives in here. Like here's a not a Poppy, breast cancer one, which is pretty sweet. You never know what you're gonna find out there. Like there's like hockey quarters, stuff like that. Yeah, just a bunch of just Poppies, quarters, stuff like that. Like here's a Mountie quarter, not a large bust, not the elusive large bust. If you're looking for a large bust, it's gonna look exactly the same as like the old ones. Like this would be considered a large bust, because if that bust was exactly the same as this quarter right here, you could talk about 50, 150, maybe even thousands of dollars depending on the condition that it's in. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little interesting finds that I found, and happy hunting, guys. Stay tuned for more videos down the road.